I'm going to lead you through some diaphragmatic breathing. We're going to do this in a couple different positions, starting on your back. I find this is a really effective way to get started with diaphragmatic breathing and oriented to the technique. So go ahead and find a comfortable space on your mat. So I'm going to draw your attention to my rib cage space, specifically underneath the chest, okay? So I'm going to place my hands here. I'm not focusing just right on top of the rib cage, but rather a little bit lateral. And the reason we're going to place the hands here is because this is where your diaphragm actually is located, is underneath your rib cage space in this lower portion, okay? So knowing that, we're going to focus on some movement here. I don't want you to discredit that there might be movement through your entire rib cage. So thinking about, your rib cage is located kind of from the top of the chest to the bottom here and then wraps all the way around. Just know that we really want that whole area to move as we're practicing together. Okay, so just for reference, we're going to reference the diaphragm here with our hands, but know that the entire rib cage space and lung space might move with us. All right, so what I want you to think about is this mental imagery of a balloon. And when you put air into a balloon and you fill it, it fills in like 360 degrees, right? It doesn't just fill out the front or fill out the back or the top. It really just expands as one full round unit. And that's how I want you to picture your breathing as well. So when you take a breath in, I want you to picture your entire lung space as this balloon that's going to expand in all directions, not just up and down from the tummy or up and down from the shoulders. Okay, so what this looks like, I'll show you here, is we're going to breathe in together and exhale. So as I breathe in, I'm thinking about expanding. And exhale, recoiling back towards center. Let's do that one more time together. Breathe in all directions. Feeling my entire lung space, and then exhale, naturally coming back to center. Good, hopefully you can see that with my white t-shirt and even just with reference of my hands. Now, with the exhalation, notice how everything kind of came back towards center. We didn't talk about that before we started, but just as a balloon would deflate, when air comes out of the balloon, when air comes out of your lungs, there's this natural recoil back to the center. And then as you inhale, think about that big balloon accordion shape as you move. So notice when I say expanding in all directions, it's the side ribs are coming up and out, and then there's also this sensation of movement on the backside body. So one thing I want to show you before you go is what this diaphragmatic breathing looks like on your tummy. So I'm going to face down here for a second. Make sure you can kind of see me here. Okay. So I want you to pay attention to what is happening when I breathe in this position. I want you to look for some movement along my back side, specifically along my rib cage. Okay, so here we go. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. One more time here, breathing in and out. Good. Hopefully you could see that in the video, but I was really focusing on breathing into my mid to upper back space, like the back of my rib cage. And so in those two positions, both the back side and the tummy side, hopefully that gives you a better picture for some strategies. And really some of this, folks, is thinking about the imagery and learning to breathe a new way. If you are in the position where you're feeling like, well, gosh, that feels really hard to do, to breathe in all directions, know that you're not alone. Many of us live in this state of just breathing really superficially from our chest or just breathing only from our low bellies. we're not familiar and able to breathe from our diaphragm just like that. So some of it you might have to mentally work on and physically work on over time, stretching and moving through those areas of your ribs, your spine, your diaphragm. Will help you go a little bit further through this process faster. And then the other piece of it is remembering that these are habits of ours. And so it's okay if you feel, some patients will say, oh, Dr. Caitlin, I feel like I'm reverse breathing. I wanna breathe in and suck in and breathe out and push out. And just know that there are different elements and different ways to breathe, but reverse breathing, that inhale, suck in, exhale, push out, is not the direction of movement and diaphragmatic breathing we want to go in. We want to facilitate that inhale expansion, exhale, everything kind of recoils back towards center, because diaphragmatic breathing ultimately will help with core support and posture support with movement. And so we want to promote a little bit more of that for stability purposes, but knowing that diaphragmatic breathing is not the end all be all, okay? So don't think that you've been breathing wrong your whole life. This is just a strategy that I feel that most people should at least know how to do confidently and effectively. So hopefully you find this video helpful.